with the Isle of Man Vicar, walking by the sea, sharing tales and laughter. Come along with me. Morning dew is shining.
Hi, my name's the Reverend Simon Archer, and I'm the priest in charge of the parish of Arbury and Castletown. I'm also known as the Isle of Man Vicar. I'm making a very quick video this week, just to support, I don't know, add to the live stream that I'll be doing on Friday evening. So if you're watching this, it's probably going to be released about 6 p.m. and the live stream will be at 8 p.m. So it's Friday the 26th. This will all come out and the live stream will be on. You're welcome to join me. I'm just recording this on my phone on a little tripod in the Cathedral, St. German's Cathedral, which is the cathedral for the Church of England on the Isle of Man. And I'm here because my daughter is in the Cathedral Choir and she's at practice at the moment. They're rehearsing, ready for Sunday services. So they have a rehearsal on a Thursday and then they come back on the Sunday and bring along to Evensong for the service then. So yeah, I thought I'd quickly pop in here, and I've got no microphone on. This is all just going to be from the phone, just a little simple setup. And I thought, well, perhaps we'll have a walk around the cathedral. We'll have a look around. It's nice and quiet in here. Some music playing. It's a bit of a soundscape for the Lord's Prayer, part of the Lord's Prayer tour that was been happening. So we've got this sound playing and some versions, some different translations of the Lord's Prayer, and there'll probably be some speaking you'll hear in the background in a moment. But you can hear me over that. But what we'll do is we'll have a little walk around the cathedral and I'll explain what's here, what's happened, because it's been refurbished. It was actually open when I got here. When I arrived on the island, the cathedral was closed for the refit and refurb and all the amendments that are made to it. And it's been open again for a little while. Still work going on outside, which you'll probably see, but it's done a really good job. Really opened it up, and I'll give you an idea of some of the work that's taken place. Yeah, let's get cracking on with it. Welcome to the video again, and I hope you enjoy it. A little quick, perhaps try and keep it short, half hour, because I've got to pick up my daughter from practice in 45 minutes, so I won't have time to do too much, but that's probably a good thing, because I usually spend way too long chatting and talking and filming and walking, so this will just be a quick one today. So let's crack on with the little cathedral tour of the cathedral and the gardens we'll do, I think. So let's have a look. So potentially, although we've got some talking going on in the background, because we've got the soundscape for the Lord's Prayer going on, and there's some like talking parts to that, just playing in the background in the cathedral. Hopefully, I'll be able to edit a little bit of that out with the software that's on the phone. There's some quite clever stuff that goes on with the iPhone now. In that, you can actually focus on the subject who's talking. So we'll try that out anyway, do some editing with the audio, but everything here is being recorded on an iPhone 16 Pro Max. So I know there's a new one out. It's not the new one. It's that last year's model, but I'm used to keeping my phones for a very, very long time. So I keep them for 3, 4, 5 years if I can. So I expect this one to do the same. But hey, here is the altar in the nave. We've got this beautiful altar, which most of the services will take place from. We can have a quick look here, and it's fine. So obviously I'm going to be very respectful about the space, and probably if you're going into a cathedral or a church, think about where you're walking and where you're exploring. Most churches will be really keen for you to explore, but obviously some will feel that certain spaces are out of bounds, so do try and respect whatever the local custom is, but I'll be very comfortable here having a little wander around. So here you'll see the bishop's throne, and then we have the chairs for the canons. Oh, there we go, different people. So this is the archdeacon's chair, And the seat of St. Columba. You have the seat of St. Patrick. And St. Macol. Obviously we have the nice pulpit here. We'll have a wander up there so you can see what the view's like. It's always fun. When I have the kids visiting the church from the school, I always get them to try out the pulpit. We also go up to the bell tower as well, but because it's actually really interesting to see how it feels to be stood up here. And it's not about being important, it's about being able to be seen and to be able to project your voice. So some people think, oh, it's a bit much, I don't use the pulpit. And people can, well, say certain clergy can be quite funny about using the pulpit. And I just use a lectern. But actually, to be able to be seen and heard is quite important, especially people with hearing impairment. Sometimes them seeing your gestures, your body language and your lips moving can really help with them being able to understand what's being said. So not unimportant to be able to be seen. So I usually almost always use the pulpit unless I'm doing something interactive. Another chair down here, here we go. St. German's chair, there you go. Choir stalls with the high altar back here. Be surprised how often you can come into a cathedral or a large church or many churches and be the only person there, as I am at the moment. A quick look at the ceiling. The choir is definitely looking for new young members, so I think you have to be over 7. But I will say with the Cathedral Choir you get proper teaching, proper training, teaching. Take it very seriously. You can get all your qualifications and awards. And yeah, so if you're on the island and you've got young people in your household, do definitely consider. My daughter didn't join until we moved over here, and she's now 16. So she was 14 when we moved over here, but she had been in the choir before. But definitely would suggest that you consider it if you've got young ones in the household. You go deans, archdeacons, canons of St. Columba, canons of St. German, canons of St. Macol, and canons of St. Patrick. So there's the canons of the cathedral. And you got canon of St. German currently is my colleague down in the south, Joe Heaton. This is some of the Lord's Prayer stuff. So Faith in the North, Lord's Prayer Tour, and written in different languages. Welsh, that's Amharic, I'm going to pronounce that terribly, but Welsh, Irish, Gaelic, Spanish, there you go. There's plenty of artwork around in here as well. So lots to see, lots to look at. These are Stations of the Cross along there, and this amazing candelabra. Could cause some upset, I'm sure, seeing flags like that in the cathedral, but I'm not the Dean. The font. That's the Paschal candle or Easter candle. So we have a new candle in our churches every Easter. So on the ones I have, we have these things instead of these are like little pins that you'd use for holding up posters, but we use studs which have incense in them in the two churches I look after. This is some of the silverware. This is likely, so some of this will, I'm sure, belong to the cathedral, if not all of it, but actually we're gonna have to possibly move some silver here that belongs to St Mary's because it's currently held at the Isle of Man Bank in a vault somewhere, and it's going to the Isle of Man Bank want it out, so we're going to have to remove our silver from there. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather we sold it and paid for stuff, you know, rather than sitting getting in some vault, never to be seen again. But there you go. Feels a bit useless to me. We could use it for mission. Interesting. Beautiful light coming through today, as you can see on the wall. It's got a stoop here. So stoop is like some holy water that people of certain traditions will dip their finger and cross themselves with the holy water as they come into church. All the modern technology, it doesn't work in our church because we can't get a signal and we haven't got Wi-Fi, but we have got the device, it just doesn't work. Something we'll be looking to get into one of our churches. In fact, both churches, we're looking at renewing one and getting one for down the road as well. But this is a votive stand. So something you can always, well, quite often do in churches, if they've got a votive stand, is you can just go in there and you can say a prayer or remember someone and you can light a candle. So definitely something to think about, especially if you've got trying to pray but you're not sure what to say. It's quite a good idea to head into your local church and see if they've got a votive stand and light a candle. So just pause that there, just because I was chatting to the Dean. It's the the Venerable Nigel Godfrey. Is it Venerable? Is that the right term? I can never remember. Sure. We have these interesting titles. So he'll be the Venerable. Then you've got the Right Reverend. I am just the Reverend. But it's the Reverend is an honorific. That means it's usually used in correspondence rather than because quite often people say, "Oh, hello, Reverend Simon Archer," or Reverend Simon, and actually, I don't ask for anyone to call me father or anything like that, but we just kind of use. Most people just call me Simon. Don't worry about it too much. The way I see it with the titles side of things is call me what you feel comfortable with. And that means I don't make you call me anything. So I don't expect you to call me father. I don't expect you to call me reverend, and I don't expect you to call me whatever. I just do what you feel comfortable. And the reason I say that, what makes you comfortable, is for some people it is comfortable to call you father. From a Catholic tradition. I've also been called Padre because I'm a chaplain and quite often get called Padre. What else? So what I really quite like is quite a nice little kind of term is some of my African congregations in London, part African, they're part of the congregation was African, but the African members of the congregation would call you Papa Simon. I thought it was really sweet. I thought it was really nice. I don't know, it just sounds really nice. But it's a term of endearment and respect. But honestly, most people just call me Simon, which is absolutely fine by me. I don't need any special titles, really. So yes, let's do a quick walk around the cathedral and the gardens and things. I've done this before, but you know, it's a really nice day, so why not? Or nice afternoon, evening time. Afternoon still, just about 5:30. So turn the camera around and we'll give you a little tour. So the entrance to the cathedral. Marking the half hour. Yeah, let's go for a wander. So to my right is the music school. We have the War Memorial in the middle of the. Let's move away from the sun a little bit, so you'll actually be able to see it without the glare. We've got the War Memorial on this driveway. This circular path. There's even an outdoor altar over there in marble. Never seen that used. That'd be interesting to see that used. I think it'd be good. The gardens are really clever. There's lots to see here. Stuff about the history of the island and natural history as well. Sycamore tree. It's probably calling people for evening prayer. The witch elm tree. Bit of glare at the moment, I know. That'll disappear as we turn back up the other direction. So that'll be I imagine the dean's gone to ring the bell to call people to prayer. So I'm not going in there because I'm going to take my daughter home in a bit. But, prayer, as I said, daily in the cathedral, usually morning and evening prayer. As clergy, we are required to say morning and evening prayer. I do wonder how many do, but I do morning prayer and evening prayer every day. And the reason you do it, kind of, you can say religiously, the reason you do it is it's the thing that sustains you when things get a bit tough, that kind of pattern of prayer. I've probably said that in other videos, but keeping to a pattern, something you do morning and night. You don't have to do it at the same time as, like, it doesn't have to be at a certain time. But saying prayers in the morning, saying prayers in the evening has apart from being a really healthy thing to do, but also when times are tough, that you have a pattern will make a big difference. So daily offices fit well into that. And there's different forms you can use. Obviously, the very commonly heard or understood ones would be BCP or Book of Common Prayer, prayer book, morning and evening prayer, Compline, which is night prayer. But also there's common worship, and then just a whole multitude of other ways of praying. So things like Iona, and there's various sort of Celtic forms as well. Very popular over here. I use a Celtic form for morning prayer, particularly in the church. When we do that on a Wednesday, we go to three different parishes, do those morning prayers. But yeah, when they visit my parish, they get a Celtic morning prayer. Beautiful place, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. One of the gates has fallen off. I'm sure seeing that flag in the church might cause a bit of a, let's say, I'll get some comments and stuff. Please be nice. The Dean is an incredibly kind, generous and thoughtful person, incredibly intelligent and an amazing person, human being, and he feels the pain of what is going on in Palestine very keenly. But I do know it's been a few news stories about flags being stolen and things like that, and all that sort of thing from outside the cathedral, and you know. But he takes it very lightly, even when the flag is taken. He's not one to kick up a huge ruckus about it. He's a very calm, measured person. Exactly what you need in a dean, really. Interesting steps. I don't know why there's these kind of steps sections here. What they were used for in the past. But obviously lots of railings have been kind of taken down, maybe to be restored or preserved. This is all at the back of the cathedral, so it's a bit out of the way, and yes, it's all rubble and chicken wire and that sort of thing, but I don't know what the future plans are for any installations. And then we have this amazing garden. Looks like the crows are here helping themselves to the apples, probably. So go into the gardens here. Lots of these QR codes for audio guides and things. You can even do it yourself here. So if you pause the video here, you can pick up the audio guide talking about the Abbey Garden. Fruit is falling to the ground. Feels like such a waste sometimes, doesn't it? I'm not going to do the labyrinth, but there you go. Got the labyrinth there. I'll walk around and see the statue of Mary in a moment. Beautiful planting, lovely flowers. Lots to see. Interesting sculptures. A lot of work's gone into this. Statue of Mary. There's actually a bit of history to this, in that you'll see she's got no hands, and that's not happened here. This is something which, again, you could pause it if you want and you could have a read, but shall I read it to you? Shall I read it to you? Let's read it to you. So the statue of Mary. Cistercian abbeys with were invariably dedicated to the Virgin Mary, and a Russian abbey was no exception. This particular Carrara marble statue of Mary came from the Roman Catholic Church of the Sacred Heart, Paul Rose in Douglas, which was built in 1939 and demolished in 2001. Didn't last very long. In the intervening years, the statue suffered damage with the loss of Mary's hands. Today, the statue stands as a reminder of the iconoclasm of the Reformation, and today we are Christ's hands. There you go. Finding meaning in the damage. Let's see, contrary to all you've heard about the weather on the Isle of Man, it's obviously always sunny here. It's not. We've had some terrible weather recently, but we've been having a few good days. The last few days have been really nice. This week's been pretty good. It's quite calm, look, no breeze. Beautiful. See if we can get a good shot for the thumbnail. Something around there would be good. We'll see. Maybe even further back. Don't you love that I don't even bother editing this stuff out? Right, let's go normal again. That's it really. Just thought I'd have a little wander around. It's about 20 minutes before my daughter finishes practice, and then she'll be back to the car wanting to I might give her a lift home this time, not make her walk. But yeah, St German's Cathedral, so it is somewhere you can and should come if you're local and come visit for services. Let's go visit the website. It's easy enough to find, just Google St German's Cathedral. Still a lot of rubble about, right? That's the hall, by the way. It's just like the cathedral hall, church hall type thing, although there is a cafe now, which you might have seen as I was wandering around. It's been developed in the cathedral itself. There's a hall we use for sometimes big events for robing and stuff like that. But I won't show the car because it's filthy. You know, we've had the rain. It's got a bit dirty. More rubble. Should say this is in Peel. I didn't even mention that. So from a distance it looks great. You just can't get too close. So that's a bit different, isn't it? Not the usual 3-hour trek. Just a little walk around the cathedral. I was really struggling this week to find the time to do anything. I've had nothing but meetings today, and I wasn't meant to be doing this. And then I found out I was going to be give my daughter a lift to choir, so which is fine, but I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't know. I just haven't had time. This week's been meetings after meetings after meetings. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that quick little tour. If you've got any questions about the cathedral or anything else, ask away. You can make whatever comments you want. If you do get unpleasant with the comments, I've had a few recently. Some really unpleasant stuff, but that's all right. It's not like I've got a thick skin. It's just you get muted. So if you might be watching this video thinking, oh, I know what I'm going to say to him, and then you'll see your post up there and you think, why has no one reacted to it? That's because I hide and mute your posts. You'll get muted. Your posts will get hidden. And then no one sees it apart from you, and you'll just be talking in an echo chamber. That's how YouTube works. It's great for that. So anyway, I should say, there we go. That's the backdrop of the cathedral and the rubble. Kind of a good symbol, really, of what's happening here. Lots of change and lots of growth and lots of important stuff. So take care. Take care of yourselves. More importantly, take care of each other. God bless. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.